And I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
Oh, now, peace and love to the gods and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet. What it is or what it do, good people, how we living out there, man. How is the world treating everybody? What is we doing? What is we doing? We high vibing, of course, right? Class, academics, salute to you. We are high vibing correctly, right? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing real good. Welcome back to class. Welcome back to the academy. That is Academy 7. That is, I is your host. You already know. And we is in here. And this is the Hokor trees in SCP cities. I throw a little bit of it up in that tutu. You know what I'm talking about? It works out for me. I don't know how y'all's work, but mine's works just like that. You feel me? But yo, we got a special request for the SCP-2137, the Ghost of Tupac Shakur, the forensic ghost of Tupac Shakur. This is interesting because, you know, we hear a lot of conspiracy about the guy being still alive, you know. I really don't know what to say. I have my opinions. I think I will leave them out this go around. Y'all can let me know what y'all think though. Do you really think that Mr. Shakur is still here, or do you really think Mr. Shakur has really transcended the realm? Back when they said he transcended the realm, I think that was like 96 or something like that. And if he did, happy transcendence. If he didn't, I pretty much know why. You know what I'm saying? Things that needs to be done. Business needs to be handled. And moves got to be played, I guess. But anyways, I'm going to stop messing with y'all, man. Yo, welcome to class. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Academates, again, I salute you. Thanks for joining me. If you are new, this is what we do. And we're getting into something new, which is this dark segment right here. You know what I'm saying? The black light. And we're just trying to, you know what I'm saying, get a couple of little vibes going. Y'all let me know if y'all digging it. I mean, I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty laid back to me. Pretty cool. But yeah, we're going to see what's up with this 2137 Tupac joint. And I hope you got what you need, because I do. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get it busting, shall we? We got the Volgun running this one. Salute, my guy. What in the hey? So we just get forward and stuff and just not play, huh? I guess they don't want to get this one busting. We're going to get this busting, though. Goddamn. Let's get it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-2137.
Yeah.
Object Class, Thaumiel, previously Euclid, and Keter. Special Containment Procedures. When not being used, SCP-2137 is to be kept within a typical electronic 10-digit metal safe in the safe wing of Site-23. All digital and wireless broadcast media must be kept at least 100 meters away from SCP-2137. Due to SCP-2137's anomalous effect having been determined to have no ranged limit, digital, wireless, and broadcast media may be used, but should be monitored closely for any appearance of SCP-2137-1 or 2. Other than testing and recording of Track 7, SCP-2137 should be considered an inanimate item without agency of its own, and any demands or threats made by SCP-2137-2 should be ignored. Once a week, SCP-2137 is to be cleaned, and all tracks are to be played in succession with special attention paid to the instance of SCP-2137-1 that replaces Track 7. The names, situations, and anecdotes presented in that instance of SCP-2137-1 must then be reported to 2137 Special Committee, POCWatch. On the rare occasion that non-Foundation organizations cannot address the situation presented in an instance of SCP-2137-1, 059 has given authorization to activate Mobile Task Force 33-9 to take any and all measures necessary to reach a resolution to the problem. Operational success will be indicated by a new instance of 2137-1. Personnel who wish to examine or attempt to interact with SCP-2137 must ask Dr. Kiewicz for authorization beforehand, which will then pend 05 clearance. Description: SCP-2137 is a single compact disc copy of Me Against the World, a hip-hop album by the artist Tupac Shakur, released in 1995. Physical examination, as well as laser testing, indicates that the CD was one of the initial release, manufactured and distributed in 1995. Conventional testing of the disc itself reveals identical results to a non-anomalous copy of the album. The case and liner notes have been determined to have no anomalous qualities, and the physical makeup and encoding of the disc appear completely normal. However, upon playing track 7, normally heavy in the game, the listener will encounter an instance of SCP-2137-1. The anomaly takes the form of spontaneously generated, professionally produced songs featuring Tupac Shakur in various styles within the hip-hop genre. Though each instance of SCP-2137-1 generated is unique, they share certain commonalities in terms of subject matter. The central focus of the song invariably addresses a crime, almost always a murder or series of murders, and then gives necessary anecdotal evidence or information to correctly identify and prosecute the killer, even going so far as to specify prosecutors or recommend vigilante justice. Though generation of SCP-2137-1 has been determined to have a definite causal nature, the manner in which SCP-2137-1 instances are copied onto SCP-2137 has yet to be ascertained. SCP-2137-2. The primary voice on the songs, from herein identified as SCP-2137-2, matches cleanly through advanced audio analysis to that of the real Tupac Shakur, who died in 1996, over a year before the recovery of SCP-2137. However, occasionally, on crimes of a particularly complicated or brutal nature, SCP-2137-2 will be joined by other performers, either guest rapping or singing the chorus or bridge. This has included many of Tupac's contemporaries, such as Snoop Doggy Dogg, Nas, No Doubt, Everclear, Weezer, and Busta Rhymes, as well as artists from the 2000s, including Chris Brown, Katy Perry, Lil Wayne, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, the Yin Yang Twins, Drake, Neon Trees, Jet, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Eminem, usually at the height of their popularity. On a few notable occasions involving long unsolved crimes by still active criminals, there have been guests of a more blatantly anachronistic nature, standouts among whom include Phil Harris, the Andrews Sisters, Frank Sinatra, Buddy Holly, The Who, Elvis Presley, Diana Ross, and the Beatles. Heavily anachronistic guests tend to take the role of primary artist, the song performed in their style, with SCP-2137-2 joining as a rap guest. When contacted, none of these artists had any recollection of recording for or information regarding SCP-2137. The crimes themselves share that they are unsolved, or in some cases have escaped detection entirely. The majority of instances of SCP-2137-1 address crimes of private citizens such as serial killers, spree murderers, or career criminals, though occasionally the songs will address larger groups such as Hamas, ISIS, the IRA, and even in two separate instances, the Chaos Insurgency and the Church of the Broken God. A prototypical example of SCP-2137-1 is included here for reference. This is an excerpt from SCP-2137-1, Log 542.
Now I gotta be doing detective work. After all this time, huh? Jeffrey Gertz still stalking at night. Killed his brother and some strangers with the same damn knife. Right. It's not on my plans to tell you what to do. I know what I would do if I was you. He hit the blade in the barn off North 111. He already killed 6, don't make it 7. Be careful and play it smart.
When the crimes have been addressed and the guilty parties brought to light, either by the legal system or otherwise, SCP-2137-1 is immediately replaced by a new instance. However, the track is easily recorded through conventional means. Recorded versions are not subject to change or replacement, and the original can be replayed from the CD endlessly before the killer is found with no or little variation. There are currently nearly 1,000 instances of SCP-2137-1 on record. Initial recovery log. SCP-2137 was recovered in the home of Avon Lincoln, arrested for the vigilante slaying of Michael Ferris, who was later revealed to have been the Ojai Strangler responsible for 6 murders over the summer of 1996. Avon's insistence that Tupac Shakur spoke to him from beyond the grave and told him he had to take justice into his own hands because Ferris's position as district attorney would prevent a fair trial drew the attention of Foundation agents after the song in question was produced as evidence in court. Amnestics were administered to all involved, and Lincoln was released back into the general population. Addendum 1A, the XK Incident. Initially, researchers experimented with anonymously tipping off local police departments through Foundation plants, which led to the resolution of...
Before this get too far, what do y'all think? That sounded like him, but it didn't. You know what I mean? It almost sounded like it was like computer generated almost. You know what I'm talking about? I'm an artist myself, man, and I'm real keen on voices. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like I said, it sounded like him, but it didn't sound authentic. Like it just didn't sound that authentic. I have another listen. I actually put the headphones on. I have another listen, but as far as like what I heard, it just didn't sound authentic. It almost sounded like it was computer generated. You know what I mean?
Over cold cases, including the recovery of SCP, and SCP-617, though no direct link has been established other than the murders involved. However, after years, this use of the SCP was deemed impractical. Repeatedly addressing the crimes discussed in 2137's music was, in practice, allowing the SCP to dictate the circumstances of its containment, and under the wrong circumstances, opened the Foundation to potential exposure through continuous interaction with law enforcement at all levels across multiple governments. In response to this, 059 ceased addressing the crimes in late 2000. After 2 months passed, SCP-2137's behavior radically changed when, for the first time, an instance of SCP-2137-1 was produced that revealed SCP-2137-2 had an awareness of its containment. This is an excerpt from SCP-2137-1, Log 851.
Said you all about security, but you not good guys. You redact and expunge, man, your silence is lost. You said you here to protect, but the killers weren't free. Don't let me show you how rough this outlaw can be. You couldn't stop the beast, so don't you start that struggle. You better watch your tone, unless you looking for trouble. Man, you need to fall back and let me do my duty. Locked in the drawer, feeling like you try to screw me. You try to step up on my legacy. You don't believe that I'm Tupac, I'm not just a CD.
the decision was made to halt testing entirely rather than acquiesce. After 1 week passed, an instance of SCP-2137-1 appeared spontaneously on the YouTube channel of Los Angeles-based hip-hop station, and in the lone hour before it was taken down, accrued over views. XK Scenario Incident. The image displayed on the video was a still photograph, apparently authentic, though its nature is highly anomalous. The photograph is of Shakur, estimated to be in his early 40s. It would be wise to note, at the time of his murder in 1996, Shakur was 25 years old, wearing the garb of Foundation D-Class personnel with his middle fingers raised. The accompanying song, titled focused on SCP, revealing its actual location and means by which it could be broken free of current containment procedures, and identified several members of the O5 Council by their first names as it described the function and nature of the Foundation. In a massive sweeping operation involving activation of multiple task forces across continents, all trace of the video was erased and all viewers were administered Class A amnestics. Midway through this operation, an entire album titled XK Scenario was released to the iTunes account of Beyonce Knowles. Each song featured SCP-2137-2 as well as a variety of guest artists and focused on a different Keter-class SCP currently in captivity. Though SCP tracking bots were able to bring XK Scenario down only after downloads, complete digital eradication of the individual files has proven difficult. Though no loss of life or property was incurred, the sheer scale of the danger posed by this containment breach prompted a Foundation-wide state of high alert. This prompted an ongoing upgrade to all automatic SCP firewalls and engendered the reclassification of SCP-2137 from Euclid to Keter. The breach sparked heated debate as to how to proceed with the containment of and conceptual understanding regarding SCP-2137, which came to an end upon the appearance of a new instance of SCP-2137-1. This instance was produced spontaneously through the mouth of SCP, which appeared to fall into a trance state during the incident, with the lyrics in totality repeatedly written in what was identified as 117,000 times all over the interior of its containment chamber. This is an excerpt from SCP-2137-1, Log 564.
Help me find my killers and not find yours. Try not to play the CD, you starting the war. You don't really wanna see me in flesh. I wouldn't hesitate to put you little nerves to rest. So feel my power. What if I told you that the plan did all? What if the world knew the was bound to fall? Don't try to blame me cause you need me inside. You was the reason had died. I would never let up. Was a setup, tell to keep his head up, 19 and not what it seems. I'm everywhere and I can't be touched. And if you think about a plan, I'ma fuck shit up. You try to hide it, but I see it all. Now I'm coming for your head like I'm Tylenol. You don't wanna fall. Dressed in black like you can't be seen. I ride alone, I don't need no team. Yeah, so do your job cause I'm giving you tips. And put that whole CD in the mix. Biatch.
The decision was made to resume the former method of testing involving the embedded informants used to relay SCP-2137's evidence and information while continuing to study the method in which SCP-2137 transmits its broadcasts in an effort to truly contain it completely. SCP-2137-2 resumed its previous behavioral pattern, SCP-2137-1's focusing on crimes until their killers are located by conventional law enforcement, with the exception of one final track. At this time, its last recorded direct interaction with the Foundation. This is an excerpt from SCP-2137-1, Log 565.
See? I knew y'all get me. can afford. Y'all cannot afford to lose. And y'all will lose going against me. So it's only right. It's only right. But now that we on the same page, that's what I got for y'all. I guess it took time for it to sink in. I'm just glad you understood what I was thinking. I just knew you come around, so you see it now. And ain't no need to get upset or even throw down. You know I got the crown. I see it's hard to get some sleep at night. You got a head full of grapes and your skin ain't tight. So let's be real and ain't no need to fight it. There's a grander design, I bet you gonna like it. It's black and white, so don't get caught up in the deep thoughts. You got my music on the side with a greater force. You got my music on the side with a greater force.
Don't let that part go over your head, you know, tell them back.
Investigation into any kind of link or pattern between the crimes SCP-2137 solves is ongoing, as is interest to why it doesn't use its agency to pursue the criminals in question rather than working through proxies.
Memorandum. Email from Site 515, Director Dr. Gwen Pristine, to O5 Council, regarding Tupac. This will be the 5th time I have written to propose an update to SCP-2371. When they enter our program here at Site 515, researchers, engineers, MTF troops, and even D-Class all walk in the door having read the official documentation, and believe the Foundation has been essentially blackmailed into cooperation with the devious SCP. But everyone who actually works here knows this is no longer the case. In the nearly 3 decades since its containment, the Foundation's collaboration with SCP-2137 has led to recovery of dozens of SCPs. Our mobile task forces have deposed dictators and toppled tyrants, chased down rogue reality benders from 3 Portlands to Lamplight. This, of course, all adjacent to the arrest or end of nearly 30,000 murderers. To add some perspective here, a serial killer hasn't made it past their 3rd victim anywhere on Earth in 14 years. SCP-2137 has produced over 40,000 unique pieces of music. Function at Site 515 has become effectively frictionless.
That, right?
First it was just the Suge Knights, but as we became more effective at addressing SCP-2137's instruction, another MTF joined, then an elite division. Which brings us up to the present, where the 5 mobile task forces under my command are in constant action against forces all over the planet Earth and beyond, all under the guidance of detailed strategy provided by the mysterious music from a compact disc that the Foundation has failed to adequately contain. A silent, undocumented understanding has grown among us. The SCP does not simply catch murderers. It directly and aggressively searches out anything that maliciously takes a human life. The amount of lives saved and untold disasters that have been prevented through the information 2137 supplies are at this point stupefying to contemplate, much less that it has been able to essentially bully us into a pattern of unilaterally heroic expenditures of Foundation resources. It's little wonder that we show the highest numbers globally in Foundation morale test. It makes sense, of course. Here at Site 515, the SCP Foundation is a fast-action team of gunslinging heroes, smashing cults, blowing away terrorists, and catching murderers and monsters in our spare time as we blast rap music out of a landing attack hovercraft, or working behind the scenes, turning local cops into super sleuths and vigilantes into heroes. But this period, as productive as it's been, has been intellectually stagnant. Throughout all of this, the motives and origin of 2137 remain a mystery, defying every search for a pattern, every algorithm-driven analysis. The research wing of the site has become a ghost town, as the MTF response barracks have grown to dominate everything, and perhaps rightfully so. But a few young researchers have diligently continued to hunt for meaning, for greater truth behind SCP-21371. An unexpected advance in this area is behind the urgency in my message to you today. It had long been understood that the life of the actual Tupac Shakur held little information or relevance toward the mystery of SCP-2137's existence. This has potentially changed. Researcher Mariha Kozlovich recently came across an unreleased interview with Shakur from 1994, 2 years before his death and 3 before the discovery of SCP-2137. The interview was buried by his managers because there was anxiety about Shakur's mental state in the footage, because he was speaking what they called nonsense. I think you will agree that while Mr. Shakur may not have been speaking clearly, what he actually says is very possibly of vital interest to the Foundation, and very definitely not nonsense. I feel we may finally have, if not an answer, the beginnings of one. But I can say with certainty that in my entire time at the Foundation, I have never personally felt this excited. So I start my proposal here. A Keter-level object actively interested in aiding the human race is not a Keter-level object at all. I am officially resubmitting my proposal for SCP-2137 to at long last be redesignated a Thaumiel-class object, and for a quadrupling of our research team and a site resource allocation. We must tug this thread and see where it leads us. Perhaps after hearing the audio attached, you will finally agree. Dr. Gwen Pristine, Site Director, 515.
Signing out, goddamn. You know
Document. Recovered footage, 1L.
Say at the end of that too, right?
Tupac Shakur, dressed casually, sits on a large red couch, smoking a marijuana cigarette, hunched forward and visibly intoxicated, with drooping eyes and slightly slurred speech. He seems happy and jovial, and laughs often through the interview despite repeatedly becoming distracted by the presence of his entourage dancing and talking in the room. His director and videographer Gobi Rahimi sits nearby, and VH1 interviewer Mila Vendi, also visibly intoxicated, sits nearby. The relevant portion begins 9 minutes and 14 seconds into the interview.
People ask me where I get my inspiration from. They say, how do you go so hard and put in that much work? But what they don't understand is, this is me taking a break. This is me on vacation. I think some people will say that was irresponsible. To just sit back, be human for a while, be an artist, experience that. I can't be chasing the king all the time. I feel like I've been doing that forever to protect you, all of you. He's not so big, and you're not so small. But he's gotta trick you like it doesn't matter, because that's the only way that he can keep it looking like he's the man. Like he's some big bad evil motherfucker. You don't see that when I die, I'll live on. My death is my destiny. And then I become something else. What I was before. The voice will still shout, and it'll shout justice, and poetry, and art, and music. I got you. I got you, humanity. When I eventually go toe-to-toe and brawl with this fool, he's gonna gather up his little red dress and go home crying like a bitch, and he knows it. Evil knows his days are numbered. So the king is still running. The chase isn't over. Prepare. Prepare. Prepare.
You know, working for a foundation such as this, it's kind of heartwarming to see that not every anomalous entity out there is malevolent. For once, a Thaumiel-class object that can't be contained is kind of a good thing. Maybe most people disagree with me. Who knows?
No, I'm rocking with that.
Anyway, I think that about does it for today.
So long as he's
Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are,
business.
And you are all dismissed.
Doc Miller, peace.
Goodbye.
Peace to you. Okay, the mates, man, I don't know what's the makes of it. I don't know what's the makes of it. It's definitely some interesting deal to the subscriber, or if I don't know if you subscribed or not. I didn't really look. I didn't look. I'll go back and look. But anyways, I mean to the person that requested this video for me to watch this video. I salute you. You know what I'm talking about? This is very interesting. I did not know that Pop was in the series anywhere, had anything to do with it, regardless of what the hell is going in. I know they put like a tone or a picture on that voice right there, because it definitely didn't sound like him, but at the same time it sounded like some of the stuff that he would have said. I just don't know if that kind of matches how, you know what I'm saying, his slang, like if he really would have been saying certain things like that. I think it would have been some other words being said. But nevertheless, interesting. I may actually check this one out again, just you know what I'm saying, on the side, just to further research it, and you know what I mean. If anything comes out of it, definitely I will bring it back to y'all and be like, listen, that Tupac joint, it was, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm finna give this one a fine comb and see if I can pick up on some things, you know what I'm talking about, and see what's really going on with that, with this video, or at least with that CD. And you know what I'm saying, if I can figure out if there's anybody else that knows about this stuff surfacing on YouTube or anything like that, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, hypothetically, just in case. I mean, because if it actually happened, then it's like, hey, what are we dealing with this particular SCP right here? Again, I yeah, man. You know, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, mates. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I was gonna say some other stuff, but I'm good. I'm good on that. my bad, y'all. I'm good on that. I was just thinking like, but I'll wait. I'll just see exactly what I find when I go back through it. You know what I'm saying? And see what my eye actually picks up on, because I'm pretty sure that I can pick up on something. Because some of that stuff did sound kind of interesting, and I just want to do some research on it and just see what I can find. I mean, that's pretty much how we debunk things. You know what I'm saying? We just don't want to take everything for a grain of salt, but at the same time, we just don't want to toss everything away because we may just miss something. But yeah, this was very interesting. So y'all keep them coming. You know what I'm saying? If you definitely have some requests for videos, you know what I'm saying, of some of these SCPs, send them our way. I will definitely get to them. You know what I mean? I still got others that I got to look at, so y'all just be patient with me. We're going to get to it, you know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. So, you know what I'm saying, don't forget to keep your head on the swivel. Keep yourself protected spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You know what I mean? Don't let this world drive you crazy. Please do not let the world drive you crazy, because it can get pretty crazy out here, you know what I mean? And yeah, we'll be back with another one. We don't know what we're gonna bring. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what staff gonna pull for me. But I'm pretty sure they'll have something for me tomorrow when I get to the office. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be right back with hookahs. You know what I'm saying? Trees and SCPs, man. You know what I'm talking about? So peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet, man. Y'all be good out there. You know what I'm talking about? One.